Well, good morning. It's Saturday, and it is the 22nd of February, and got through a long day yesterday. Boy, let me tell you. I worked. I had 7 sessions yesterday, and I went out to Roadrunner and spent some time out with Deborah and the Coco gang. The Coco's Keep On Keeping On, KOKO. That's her group, her Patreon group. They decide to camp together spontaneously once a year, and it happens to be out of Roadrunner. Not an official event, a happenstance that they all seem to be out there at the same time. So I spent some time out there and worked a lot yesterday, so I went to bed early and slept a long time, got up, worked a little bit more, and now I discovered one of the drawbacks of living the nomad life, being retired, is you lose days. You don't know what day it is, because you don't care. Well, last time I checked my water, I had 3/4 of a tank, and I'm thinking, boy, I've got a long way to go. And I think I've mentioned I like to grab 6 gallons every time I go into town. And if you've noticed me going into town, I haven't done that in a while. And I was flushing the toilet, and it was hesitating. And I thought, am I low on water? And sure enough, I'm almost bone dry. So I've got to get some water. Got to do a little bit of grocery shopping. I'm going to go by AJ's Discount Market. I'll take the camera in with me. They always like me to do a little bit of filming in there and see if I can replenish a few things through the discount process. Now, what do I mean by that? AJ's is over off Main Street. And it's a discount grocery outlet. And here's the thing. Most of the stuff is, it's all dry goods, right? And they are discounted due to being recently past their best of use by dates. So, and I've only had one bad experience buying goods that are Best Buy sold past that date, and that was Pop-Tarts. I don't recommend you buy Pop-Tarts that are past the Best Buy use date because they're very dry. Otherwise, I've never had an issue. And I happen to run in there these things called Pop-Tart Bites. They're little tiny Pop-Tarts with a little tiny dollop of frosting on them. And and I decided to take a risk on those, and those were actually fine. So you want me to turn this around, don't you? I hear you. I hear you grumbling. Rob, how many times do I have to tell you? We want to see the road. We don't want to see you. Nothing personal. So here we are on our way into town. So this will be going into town, doing that, going to AJ's, and then ×3 restaurant tonight. I'll be joining my friends, friends that I met in New Mexico last year that I'll be spending most of the summer with, Charlie and Diane. And we'll be meeting for dinner tonight. And that'll be part of this video. At 55 miles an hour on the nose. I just love my cruise control, so I can be assured that I'm not speeding or going too slow. Just doing the right amount. So I think the first stop we're going to make is get the water out of the way. Make sure there's water in that station that I use by the mobile station. Fill that up, and that'll be ready to go. And then we'll go by AJ's, and then we'll probably go to Roadrunner, because there are going to be things like butter and things I need that AJ's won't have, and I'm sure other things that AJ's won't have. down to, I can get my cruise control down with my thumb down to 35 or 45, but it's going to be 35 up here. No, is it 35 or 45? 45. It's 45, but then it'll get up here before the intersection. 35. And yes, Dottie's with me. She's in her little bed. Aren't you, Dottie? You in your little bed? Good girl. And here's the 35. And we can take the cruise control off at that low speed. Oh, we have a green light. No, it's going to turn red. It was green, then yellow, then red. The Rice Ranch RV Park, which was packed with hardly any spaces available during the Big Tent Week, is a big open empty lot now. I'm betting they're charging a lot less now than they were during the Big Tent. You can almost guarantee that. You can see the my gray empty 6-gallon water container in the back seat. I think when it's facing me, and you know it's funny how people feel free to tell you what you're doing wrong. Somebody got on and said that needs to be secured. Even if it's empty, it needs to be secured in the back seat. And it's like, there's probably some validity to that view, but, you know, how would you like it if someone followed you around all day and decided to critique you on the things that they think, in your opinion, they're not doing quite right? Wouldn't be fun, would it? And trust me, it's not. It's not fun at all to be constantly scrutinized for what you might be doing that people don't agree with. One of the things I'm super careful with is obeying traffic rules. I was in Pahrump, and behind the Home Depot, there's a stretch of road that just goes into the desert. There's nothing around. Nothing. And for some reason, they have a stop sign there, and like, there's no traffic. You can see for miles there was no one around, and I rolled through that stop sign. You would think I'd committed murder based on the comments that I got on that video. So people, if you do any traffic violation, people are really, really quick to jump on you. We're going to go down here to the mobile station and to my favorite water kiosk because it's the most generous one in town. We're getting close to the mobile station. The other pizza place called Outback is here on the right. And You can see it right out here, Outback Pizza and Bar on the right, and you need to get on a side street and go behind them to park. But it's a good pizza. It's a little different than, well, I would say that Silly Al's is thick and moist and kind of a chewy crust, and Outback is a thinner, more crunchy crust. So depending on what you like or don't like. I like both, so I like a variety. Well, this is, you can tell it's late February because look at this. There's one guy in a motorcycle here. That's it. And usually in the peak, this place is packed. We are. So I'll dig in here and get 4/4. I'll have to do this probably for the next 4 days. That'll give me, it's a 30, I think it's a 32 gallon tank and it's empty now. So if I do this 4 days, over the next 3 days, that'll give me 24 gallons, which will last me for a while. I should maybe do 5 days, get 30 gallons in there. And I know your regulars are tired of hearing this, but I love this place because it says 5 gallons for $1, but if you put $1 in, it'll give you 6+ gallons. And since this is a 6-gallon container, that's a real meaningful bonus for me. You didn't just see me spray the water all over, right? A lot of pressure and a lot of good flow. It doesn't take long to fill this 6 gallons. Almost there. It's kind of hard to believe I use the water so quickly because like I'm standing here for a long time with a good flow coming out. 6 gallons takes a long time. It's amazing how I can go through it in my rig. And there it is. Yeah, and I do have to be careful with my hip because how much does water weigh? About 8 pounds per gallon. So this is 48 pounds. Not a trifle. Now, even though I didn't appreciate that guy's remark about you must secure your water, I did it this time because I have the seat up back there, so it's sitting up pretty high. And it usually could fall forward if I stopped short. So I did strap it in with the seat belt. Well, sometimes even though comments annoy me, sometimes I begrudgingly take the advice. And actually, like anything, any other communication, when it's done with tact and kindness, and it doesn't hit as being rude or condescending or critical, it's a lot easier to take in good advice. It's just human nature. You know, as opposed to admonishing me or admonishing someone, you might say, hey, you know, I noticed that tank was loose in the back, and I'm thinking, you know, in an accident that could fly forward, hit you in the head, and even though it could cause injury, even though it's, you know, not full and it's light, you might want to think about strapping that in for your safety. That would be so sweet for somebody to say. Really kind, you know, kind and caring. So I like to, and I'm not always successful, as you know, but I try to ask myself when I write a comment or respond to a comment, am I being kind? Inevitably, when I'm not being kind, I end up having to go out there and make amends for being unkind. Because it's tempting when someone's rude, it's tempting to return rudeness with rudeness. And so far, that hasn't worked out well for me. We made it, and AJ's is back here. There's nothing over $1 there. It's part of AJ's, that dollar store where it's actually a dollar store. What does these signs say? They're probably great signs, but you can't read them unless you drive up to them. AJ's Groceries, customer parking only. Okay. All right, Dottie, I'll be right back. And guess what? I'm going to take you with me. I'll be right back, Dottie. There we go. Hi.
Hi.
So we are back again. Seeing what we can see. Well, let's try this little light. How 25 cents? We'll try that.
I don't mean to eavesdrop, but
No, that's fine. I'm glad oh, the camera's big.
it'll last you a minute. $3. I think no, she marked them down to 2.
No, that was something. No, that's
That
a
was
different
something
kind
else.
that I
All
had.
right.
Yeah, it's a Louisiana.
It's
From Mississippi.
ah.
But thank you for helping me.
Yep. Excuse me, sir. Right behind you. Thank you. Okay. How can I help you?
I'm going to take the other 12.
Okay, here. Let me grab them.
Okay.
Let me get them right there for you.
Okay.
I'll grab them real quick.
Okay. You can put it on this part of the cart. There you go, sir.
Go ahead.
All right. I think I'll try one of these. I'll try one. So there's Pop-Tarts, but you know, you don't want to do it. These are pretty good. We'll try those. We need crackers. You can always use crackers.
Not yet. I'll try not to. Hey.
Hang on, I'm gonna try something different. All right. I changed the setting on the gimbal so it sort of points where I point the camera. That's not been the case. I realized my setting was off. Oh, I'd like these. I think I'll get a couple of these. I'm gonna go back up to that first aisle because I feel like I missed stuff. Big thing of Frosted Flakes. That wouldn't be good for my diabetes, would it? Oh, you know, there's Lance variety pack things. These are good too. I think I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna take these back to where I found them, I think on the first aisle. I swapped it for $2 Milano, Pepperidge Farm Milanos. Go a little bit slower here so I don't miss anything. This thing of rice, $10 for 10 pounds of rice. That rice would last a long time, wouldn't it?
But what was questioned about by her brother, she goes, yeah.
Of course. I got 12 of these. 12 of those. All right. Well, this is 50 cents. We want to try it. So
Oh,
try
she's
it one.
She's got 13.
Well,
Try it. Here, try it.
This is the same price.
Yeah.
So 12. Yeah, they can only sell two, so we grab it. Yeah, so let's try a different flavor.
There you go.
How long have you got that?
I think I've gotten everything I need here. So I got a bunch of good stuff. Among, you know, I mentioned those bites. the Pop-Tart bites that were actually good. And at first I didn't think they had them. And let me show you. They had like a box of them for $3. Look at the box. That's why it's so cheap. So they're fresh, just the box is a little crushed. And then I got, what else did I get? And this was all less than $20. So candy pops, the Lance wafers, this little popcorn thing for 25 cents I'm going to eat now while I'm driving. But bunch of other things. Milano cookies. Those are pretty good. So anyway, I did very well. And because I'm such a chatterbox to even strangers. Well, the lady, the owner here, she's not really a stranger. This is the third video I've done in there, so we know each other. And she was asking, well, how long are you going to stay? And I said, well, I'm getting surgery. And what are you doing? Hip surgery, the hip replacement. She said, I had that done last year. So I keep running into people that had it done. And she was very, very excited about her recovery from it. She was very encouraging, what she said. So we're going to get the rest of our stuff on our list here at Roadrunner. So we'll go down to Roadrunner. I don't believe I'm going to take the camera in because I didn't bring the camera that just sits on my chest. This has to be in my hand. And I was comfortable doing it in there because there were hardly any customers and the owner knows me. And it's not awkward. But it would be awkward in Roadrunner walking with this kind of ostentatious camera. Not because it's big, because it attracts attention. And I don't like it when I'm thinking I'm making people uncomfortable by filming when they're obviously going to be in the shot if I'm going around in the grocery store. But you've seen plenty of Roadrunner from me in the past. And we made it eastbound on Main Street. So Amanda, it's not so busy. Did you see how fast I made that left-hand turn on Main Street? So we just got one more stop and we'll make it back home. And then tonight, we'll be with Charlie and Diane. And it is 11:26. It's still morning. Still morning. You know, one of the reasons I love getting up early is I get so much done. It's like it's noon and it's like I've already done all this stuff. Is it a little cold, Dottie? You cold? No, she looks just right. People going into the post office, I imagine they're open until 12 noon on Saturdays, as is Moon Mountain Mail, but we don't have anything there, so we don't need to go there. We went yesterday. have arrived. And we'll see it in a second here. Same as Roadrunner Market. Yay! We've arrived. And we will park right here. And I will be right back. So as promised, I'm concluding today's video with Cheryl Upcamper and I are going to see Charlie and Diane for probably the last time this season. They're going to be leaving this week, going back to Kansas, but I'll see them in June in Eagle Nest for the whole summer. And where I left you off is I got out of Roadrunner, did my little shopping, and the eggs were $9.99 for a dozen eggs at Roadrunner Market.
I paid $5.46 for them last week at Walmart.
And these were jumbo, but still $9.99.
Yeah.
I wonder what Walmart's up to now. I mean, eggs have shot up in the past week for sure in the news. But we're not at $1 an egg yet. We're not there. We're getting there,
Not
but
yet.
it's not there.
Won't be long.
So Dottie is left at home, and she'll be fine. So we're gonna go into Times 3 restaurant. I've never been there for dinner, only breakfast. So we'll see how they do.
I've been there for dinner.
Whoa! Big truck coming
That's
really
a big
fast.
bus, isn't it? That one
Big truck coming real fast.
that could push us all the way to courtside.
Yeah, it could.
Man, he's coming fast too.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's not 55.
No, I don't think so.
I don't think that's 55.
Man, he's booking. Well, the Times 3 restaurant is going to close for good March 4th.
Wow.
They've sold the restaurant, is my understanding. They've sold the lot that the restaurant is on and the lot where all the flags are.
Oh, wow.
The guy with the flags.
I wonder what they're going to put there.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if they'll put anything there, or I would think it'd be
The
kind
same
of,
person buy both lots?
I don't know that.
Kind of probably, I would think.
I
It'd
would
be an
think.
awful coincidence if it was two buyers.
Yeah. It's a primo piece of property.
We'll turn that around. Show you a little bit of the road at sunset. Pretty close to sunset going. What time is
It
it?
won't be long.
5:48.
It'll be down in another 30 minutes, probably.
All right, so I'll pick it up again at the restaurant. We'll do a brief showing you what food we all got, and then on the way back, I'll do the close to the video. We'll see you in a few minutes. Well, as promised, I'm showing the meals, and Cheryl got a real small-looking chicken fried steak there.
I feel like Miss Piggy.
And you know what? She's already had a salad. And then Diane got the chicken strip, looks like.
Huge.
And Charlie and I are the ones with the real taste here, because taco salad at
I was
Charlie's,
going to say, your salads,
taco salad here.
your salads aren't very small. No, they're big. They're huge.
But they're healthy because they're called salads.
That's right. That remains to be seen. That's right. That's right. They're trying to pull a fast one on us. Yeah. Oh my gosh.
You want to be on the video? No? All right, guys, it is dark and it's time to end this video. It's I don't know what time it is, 7:01 p.m. The Starlink rocket took off and we missed that. We saw the contrails of it still lingering up there, but we missed that. The dinner was great. Charlie and Diane will be heading back to Kansas a week from today, and I'll be reuniting with them in June. So you'll see them again. Thanks for watching the video. I really appreciate it so much. Thank you and good night.